gentlemen, good evening for this Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. We have finished watching the 6th episode of Survivor 45 titled I'm Not Batman, I'm the Canadian. And here we are coming from Canada here on a live stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, or you might be listening to the audio version. I'm Dave Mader, joined here with Jaemeel Robinson and Josh Foster on Super Mader Brothers Podcast Day for another episode breakdown. Jaemeel Robinson, how are you doing tonight?
I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream. What a great episode.
What an episode it was. And we're going to talk all about it. Josh Foster with us once again. I think we missed you the last couple episodes. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me as always. It was a big surprise ending, and it was a good ride. It was, yeah. Oh, that's all I'll say for now.
What a ride it was. It was very exciting, guys. We get a merge episode here. We get a shot in the dark played. We get a safety spoiler alert, of course. If you have not watched the episode, then you probably don't want to listen. But we're assuming you have as well. And it was just minutes ago that it finished up. We got some exciting moments here as the first person, the non-juror, the non-merge, Jaemeel goes out here, guys. But is she just collateral damage after a unanimous vote on Survivor? Unprecedented, perhaps. That I don't know. I can't remember if I've ever seen this before, where every single person voted for one person in a 13-person vote. But the one who
was 12 votes. Well, 11 votes, wasn't it?
Wasn't it 12? At least 12, right?
Because Austin sacrificed his vote.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Well, wait, I forgot about Austin's.
And Caleb used a shot in the dark. So it was 11.
13 people at Tribal, but only 11 votes here total. Yeah. Not even Sifu throwing a vote here on Jaemeel, who he clearly doesn't like.
He could have put a vote on D, who he doesn't like too.
Not even Emily throwing a sympathy vote for someone other than Caleb.
Right? That was smart. Smart.
You think she did the right thing there?
Absolutely, because it makes her look good.
It does give her plausible deniability that she's not working with Caleb, right? Yeah. But we see here in this episode that she clearly did give Caleb the heads up. Bruce is coming for you. And clearly Bruce was able to rally the votes here clearly against Caleb. Of course, Caleb a threat in this game. I think it would be impossible not to see it. And everyone votes from out. No, okay. I got a lot to talk about in this episode, guys. A lot happened. But, my boy Jake, the guy at my draft pick, no one was even talking about him. He was one of the 6 vulnerable in this episode tonight at the end, and no one was even mentioned his name. He was not even. It was like he was completely safe, along with some other. There was only 6 people played. But lots to happen. Are you guys happy we're at this phase of the game, Foster? Like the merge?
I honestly thought that when the challenge was starting and it was 2 groups, I thought it was going to a team game. And it wasn't the full merge yet, but I'm okay with it at the end of the day because this limbo stage that they had was which is it really new? He said it was new, but is it true?
The limbo stage when they're not quite merged, you mean?
Yeah, but they're on the same. They've done it before.
Yeah, they've done it the last few seasons.
So he said like new limbo stage, and so I didn't pick up on if it was if it had done before or not.
They've done more of like an Exile Island sort of style, or even like whatever. Like I remember when Erica, she had to smash the hourglass of history, Jaemeel,
and change the course of destiny. Yeah,
change the course of destiny or whatever it was. Where's my Erica?
The legend grows after each year.
Yeah,
I smashed the hourglass and I changed the course of history.
History. There you go.
Yeah.
Good to remind ourselves.
Yeah. So yes, they have, like having this like break, you merge everyone together, you break everyone into 2 teams, but somebody is like got the neutral rock, and then they get to sit out. And normally it's that person. In the first few times they did it, just got to go with the winners. It was almost like a consolation prize. Well, you didn't get to be on a team, but you're automatically safe. And I think that this was better, where the person who is safe had to actually bet on a team and share the fate of the group. That was a
50-50 chance.
50-50 chance, but more of like, like you have earned the safety, or not the safety, right? By whatever side you pick there. Plus, you're kind of, showing your cards and maybe in some ways too. So it's more interesting.
Was it a hard choice this time?
No, this was not a hard choice. As we saw here, the two teams, it was pretty because of how it worked out. You got Emily and Caleb once again on a team that went on to lose here.
If I was Emily and Caleb, I would have looked and saw both of us on the same tribe and go, "Oh crap, we're gonna lose."
I don't know how they did not have a better split on that. Like, I don't understand how that draw happened, because like you seem like they should have separate. Like, they should separate them for the men and the women and be like, it's just you could avoid this.
Right. Yeah, just a quick shot here how it broke down in these two teams here. With
I think we're being joined by a brother.
We are brothers! We are brothers!
Different angle this time. Different angle.
Yeah.
The sensation you're feeling is the quickening.
What does this mean? Okay. What's up?
Jeff, how do you feel about tonight's episode?
It was a good, like, this pre-merge BS they do episode. You know what? A Shot in the Dark finally worked. It only took like 4 seasons.
What about that reaction?
Oh, what was the other time it worked?
It was some other. I'm pretty sure this is the second Shot in the Dark.
Okay, I thought it only worked once.
It's the second time it worked. I think it was like not last season, maybe 2 seasons ago. It
has happened the last time it worked.
Yes.
Not to this.
Not to this amount of like votes that were on it. Not a unanimous vote here. Like watch this. Just watch this reaction when he plays it out, and then everyone goes nuts. Like except for Jaemeel.
Except Jay. She's the only one that's like,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. This. Even Bruce couldn't help but be amused by all the affair of it.
And who used it in Survivor 42? Zach. Zach. Brother of Corey.
Oh, Zach.
Yes.
And it worked?
No, not safe.
That was the last time it was used?
No, it's been used multiple times.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole thing on it. Let's see.
There's been one other time, but Jeff, could you believe that they didn't put there was not one other vote in all of this that went on to somebody other than Caleb?
I mean, I can see how it happened, but yeah, no. Like, let's be real for a sec. These aren't the best Survivor players in the world. We had Austin talk about half the episode about how he wanted to vote someone off because of a sandwich. So like,
it would also make his amulet more powerful to get her out, right? Which ultimately Austin got what he wanted here, right? Because Jaemeel goes out, his amulet is, and who's the other one who has one? Kelly, right? Sam's girl.
Watch out! Austin's gunning for your girl, Sam.
Yeah, he'll be gunning for her now that he wants his amulet to be twice as powerful.
Yep.
Whatever else here, but okay. Here's what I didn't like, and I'm sure Jeff's going to be with me on this, and probably the rest of you. But we'll go around the panel. That after everybody was safe tonight, after Caleb's safe, and there's no votes on anybody else, there should be no conferring. It's an automatic go. You vote. And you see how it shakes out. You've had all day to work out your contingency plans here. If you don't have a contingency plan going into this, too bad.
I agree. And it's not good TV. Like I just skipped to the vote. I was just like, I don't care what they say. And I just skipped it.
I'm gonna not be able to respond to this because I am results driven, and I can't be angry about the results, because if it was otherwise, I think one of my people would have gone. So
well, Caleb's your draft pick, but objectively speaking,
Caleb and Emily is my draft pick.
Oh, you have both of them.
I have both of them. So I was like,
lemons.
Yeah, I'm like, confer all you want, just so that so Emily can survive.
It almost gave Jaemeel enough time to rally votes on Emily. It didn't work. They all wanted Jaemeel out.
I think everyone was humoring her at that point.
They were like, "Oh yeah, of course, Jaemeel. We're all voting Emily, of course."
Now, just imagine what would have happened if Caleb's plan of attack wasn't Jaemeel, but was actually Bruce.
Well, Bruce was safe though, so I think he was.
Yes,
better
you're
off.
right.
Yeah, so I think ultimately yes. I think that Caleb surviving this vote is important because he has a chance to make Bruce the next big target. And maybe some other players who were also safe tonight, like Austin, like Drew, Sifu even. These are big physical guys who are all safe in this vote. And couldn't be in the conversation, right? And that's why I thought was interesting that Jake wasn't even mentioned once, right? Because he wasn't considered any kind of a threat. Is he just bad at competitions? Is that why no one's worried?
No, I think it's condition, and also because he has tribal support.
His condition of being from Boston.
Yeah,
Because he's wicked smart and he cheers for the
Wicked
Patriots.
smart.
If I'm going out of this game, that stabs me right through the heart.
yeah,
I don't know if he likes them apples.
right.
He's going to talk about inherited wealth. Because people often forget about Vicas all the time. Foster, you're going to say something?
No.
No.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
He
I
didn't like the
thought I
shot.
cut you off.
Yeah. I get to.
What was that girl's? I feel like she's trying really hard to be like
To be Carolyn. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's no Carolyn. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not genuine. Like it's like she's putting it on.
Yeah. It feels natural for that person, that character.
Yeah.
Carolyn would have those moments when you watch her and you could tell she was just disgusted with the situation or the person she was talking to, right? She could not hide it. Whereas I forget Kendra just seems like everything's this. You know what she seems like? Is Kendra obviously took grade 12th grade drama, right? And she enjoyed her time so much, right? That she brings it in her personal life where she's like, I have to perform, everything's a performance, it feels.
She is a Virgo, right? So I'm pretty sure.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah. For Carolyn. You think I'm
like even when I watch her post Survivor stuff, Carolyn still seems genuine.
Yeah.
Something doesn't make sense.
Go back to that season.
Yeah. Well, you're not liking the cats and the everything else? The Canadian Batmans. Jeff.
Did you say Canadian Batmans?
Well, he says I'm the Canadian. I'm not Batman.
Okay, I thought you pluralized. I thought you pluralized man and said mans, like a actual Toronto mans, a Bear Toronto mans.
I'm a Toronto mans. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Guys, let's talk about just dialing back to the episode. And I think we have to have our challenge segment here with Foster. Right off the bat, the two teams forced to go through this. It's mostly dry out there. It wasn't raining on this particular day, but they make them go through this mud pit to start off the episode, just to get them all covered in mud. They won't even get to twist or like shower this off. Remember last season with Carolyn?
You got a twist!
Oh my gosh. Just imagine Jay in that. Jay would be trapped. There's no way she has the physical strength to even remotely come close to removing herself from that situation. They're gonna have to help her out and give her like a scissors or something like that.
Yeah, no, she did have her own. But Foster, my question for you is: do you think it's a worthwhile thing to make them just put them through this mud pit before they get them to do all this other physical stuff? Like, is there a method to the design of this challenge?
Well, I think that there's a method to designing the entrance because it looks like they raised the bar because of what Bruce did last season.
Yes, he nearly smashed his head. I was worried when he went into this. He went.
But you're right. They could have made it a lot harder. They could have made it like you said, Dave. They could have made it the twisting one. But like this whole challenge in general, I thought was actually pretty difficult.
I don't think they should have done rocks. Captain's pick.
Oh, schoolyard pick would have been your preference.
Yeah.
Well, because you get and then the person left out. You can do it that way too, but because you got really uneven teams here, I guess is ultimately what happened, right? And a schoolyard pick is more likely to end up with something a little bit more fair. So you can look at it.
It would probably be Reba versus the other team. What was it?
Lulu or no, Bella.
Bella. And then it would be Emily being last picked.
Yeah, here's when Jaemeel going through this mud pit. This really set the red team back in the challenge, and they never quite recovered from this. Like they were always a little bit behind after this, and they go on to lose the challenge. It's not just Jaemeel, but there is a significant amount of time where this blue team, consisting of Bruce and Austin and Kendra, who else was Drew, Sifu, and what's her name?
Janice. Julie.
They were just powering through this. Like they had to push this cart through the up and down these hills. The men women ratio here was way off too in terms of like the two teams. And this is a challenge where brawn does matter. Like so.
I'm like, puzzles, the great equalizer. I'm like, there was not enough puzzles in this to even say it was close to being the equalizer.
Well, sure, it's an equalizer in a sense, but if the team with just because you're also strong doesn't mean you're stupid at puzzles, right? Like you can be good at both. You can be strong and be able to, and also really good at puzzles. They're not mutually exclusive. So it doesn't really equalize.
It was two different types of puzzles, though, Dave. They had to build a puzzle, and then they had to like look at a picture and figure it out.
Yeah, they had to like make like a word thing and like solve like it was kind of like the Riddler. They also had to get these big heavy bags off these platforms. Again, this is where I was like, well, maybe you should make them. Maybe you should have it split with the rocks where the men and the women draw separately, and then you get an even breakdown here on the two teams, because that's what we do with the tribes. We always start off with an equal breakdown at the beginning.
You doing the Amazon season again?
Would they have done a challenge like this in an Amazon season?
Well, no, probably not. But they
probably not, right?
Merge thing,
but would they like the men when in the I didn't really watch that season, but that was the season.
Two seasons they've done that. It's Amazon and One World, and both Amazon recovered, but One World not so much.
Well, One World, they had the goofiest men ever.
But
yes,
didn't women win both of those seasons?
Yes, but that's kind of what made it even worse, because the men were just sucked.
Number two Tarzans. There was a
Troyzan, a Tarzan. Colton was on that season.
Yeah, Colton was on that season.
It was terrible. The men were like a train wreck of it, and everyone was like, "Kim Sprodlin, she's the best player of all time." It's like, no, it's like the men she played against sucked.
What about Jen Maraska as a winner?
Who?
Jen Maraska.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But Cesarino probably should have won that season, but he didn't win the last challenge, so he lost.
Why does he need the machete so sharp? Anyway, so yeah, I look how they even had to get all these heavy bags, put them on the cart, then use it to climb this platform. Then they went down this net thing that nearly I was sure someone was gonna break an ankle or really hurt themselves coming down this net. This was awkward. Like when Jake went down it in particular, it looked really
whenever Jake does something physical where he's free falling, I'm like, I hope he doesn't have a blood sugar situation at that point, because that would be death.
Yeah, no, this was not. like how this played out. Okay, yeah, the red team went through later on here because they're still climbing here. Getting up and down this. This is like, like being in like an army boot camp kind of a challenge. This was some heavy duty stuff, right?
You got a
It's
twist.
Mud Rudder. It's Mud. It's Was it Mud Rudder?
You got a twist.
Still great. Okay, and then the great equalizer, guys, the puzzles, where they, 2 knights or safety to knights climbing up this ball. Okay, when they climbed up this ball here, and Jake used his shirt to like pull people up. I was like, red, they fought hard here because they're all going for the food more than anything. But it wasn't meant to be. Ultimately, they went on to lose this. Katura gets to bask with the winning team, go on to have all that great food, and the other team gets nothing.
I can't believe she got a free pass.
Who?
Of all the people,
Katura?
of all the people to get it.
Yeah. Right. Well, you saw earlier in the episode too with Katura that they don't tell her about Bruce having the idol. We haven't even mentioned any of that yet. Bruce has an idol now, guys, and Jake knows about it, and Kelly, and who was the other one?
Caleb.
Caleb also knows about it, but Caleb also told, basically Drew and Austin and that whole side about it as well. And so I don't know. Is Caleb? We'll see where Caleb ends up, if he's even able to survive the next vote. Because will the Reba Bella war now play out, or and will I guess like Emily and Caleb be able to stay under the radar, or are they better to just vote those two out now? I don't know. It's kind of like, it's interesting now that Maya's gone. The numbers of original Reba versus original Bella are a little bit more even, right? They're exactly even. You got Bruce, Jake, Katura, Kelly, and Kendra against Austin, Dee, Drew, Julie, and Sifu. And I really think that like Sifu doesn't know that Dee voted for him. Sifu thinks that it was Maya because Maya told him that it was her. And so now that's been dispelled. So it seems like Emily's more in line with Reba, where Caleb, now that he knows that Bruce was gunning for him so hard, where does Caleb go? Does he try to go back to Bello and Bruce, or does he try to play nice there, or does he?
You should go with Austin and
Drew.
Yeah, he should.
Will they take him? They've tried to vote his ass out in this episode.
They should, because the moment that anyone tries looking at them, you throw Caleb to the mob and you run away.
Why wouldn't you vote out Emily though? Like on this vote,
Well, that's what Maya, you'd be singing her song here, like even though we never got to hear Maya sing, even though she's allegedly a singer.
Because it was too busy.
She's a songwriter too.
And she didn't make it to what's it called again? The merge, not the merge, the Pandarosa, so she can if they could give her a little mini episode dedicated to her making a song and then singing it through the rest of the clips of her on the beach like they usually do. That's totally pointless.
Now I'm like,
Foster, I know you don't watch Pandarosa. When they had it, it was dumb for majority of the time. It's the exact same thing every episode.
Hold on. I think we need to. I haven't actually looked into this yet, but I think we need to see what's going on with Maya.
And what type of music does she do?
I don't know. Yeah, we haven't. This hasn't really come up. But now that she's voted out, when are we ever going to talk about it again?
So like, what if she does death metal? Like, it's not like
I don't think she's a death metal type.
Sing.
Let's see what she's got.
Secrets I will take to my grave. There are times I've questioned.
That's hers?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Very auto-tuned.
No matter how much I've been craving to be saved, there was never anybody at the end of the maze but me.
Is this a music video?
Yeah.
The faucet's running.
Well, that's enough. Just
okay.
Are you guys impressed?
I wish her well in her music career.
Yeah, this is like the verse. She made that analogy in the episode. This is like the verse of the song.
The verse of the song. and if this was like The Voice or America's Got Talent, she just got 3 X's.
Yeah, probably. Guys, let's talk about a little bit the merge feast. Well, I guess half of a merge feast because only the winning team plus Katura got it. It was mostly wine, orange juice, and
Looks like the Last Supper.
It does look like the Last Supper.
Yeah,
they were all still covered in the mud too from the challenge. They weren't allowed.
Would you have taken a just dipped in the water and just kind of cleaned yourself off before getting food?
I think so. Yeah,
the producers were like, no, it looks good.
It looks better. Do you know? And whereas the other, and they basically in this discuss, like they're all just covered in mud. Even Katura, I was like, how did Katura get covered in mud? Because she hugged everyone who had
right. Well, that's important.
Yeah, right. But you can have mud in your food. I'm like, I don't want that, man.
You want to wash it off your hands at least?
Yeah,
caked on your head there.
Yeah,
no,
it's getting in your mouth. Like
this is not a good look. I don't know. They had like some fruit. There's a cake there, some grapes, a salad, a lot of booze.
Like I want to eat some stuff with my hands. There's probably going to be like actual pasta.
I think there's a pomegranate there.
Like this seems like a weird setup.
Yeah. Back at the other side, they got to actually wash off first. The losers, the vulnerable. They were taking.
Some are better than others.
Oh yeah, there's your girl there, Sam.
There you go, Sam.
Battle wounds as they went here. I don't know, and then I don't know. I think Jaemeel is thrown out there pretty early, but Caleb's also discussed. How he's the most smiliest guy. He's the most friendly guy, and it's kind of obvious. And
we talked about this last episode. He literally needs a little bit more dirt on himself, right?
Yeah, he washed it off too fast.
Yeah. But I think what he did tonight was pretty good. He created some bad blood. So
we got bad blood. No.
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 Okay, just checking.
The idea behind why I say that is, whenever someone's like, "Hey, we should get rid of Caleb," right?
Yeah.
Your person who's on your side would say, why should we waste a vote against Caleb when we know D is after him and he's after D? Let them go after each other and eventually get rid of one of each other. Let's get rid of someone else. Don't do the dirty work for Caleb or D.
Yeah, but okay. What the hell happened tonight though in this tribal council with D and Caleb? Because Caleb was really going after Jaemeel, but he threw out that Jaemeel and D were sort of a strong trio along with Julie, and then D took this so personally, and she's like, "I'm Cuban. This means I have to cut you now," or something. Was that your guys' take on the affairs of tribal council?
Look, if there's one thing we know about the Cubans, it's you don't back them into a corner.
Is that what we know about them?
Well, they'll ask a friend for missiles.
Store missiles for a friend. Nothing to see here, sort of thing. Yeah, that was curious. Okay, well, what else, guys? Bruce. Okay, Bruce is got to be a target next episode, right? Like I have him in the draft, but I'm now actively hoping against him. I think.
He should be. He's Bruce.
Who are you actively cheering against?
Bruce, because I have him in the draft, and Jaemeel and I were talking about this, I think, last week, where I was like, I had a choice late in the draft between Emily and Bruce, and I read Emily. I'm like, she's too much of a troublemaker. She's going to get voted out early. So I went with Bruce, who was in all the marketing, and I was like, maybe he's going to go far, and maybe he still is, but I was watching him in this episode tonight, and I was like, this guy's not winning this game. Like, there's no way.
Nobody's talking to me.
Nobody's talking to me. Not even Other Bello.
People are talking to Caleb.
Yeah, I don't like Caleb, but somehow that worked for Bruce, and he was able to get every single one to vote for Caleb.
But how are people going to vote for him?
Well, they can't
Like,
yet. But so they don't want to go against him now while he's safe. Is that the idea?
I wonder at the end of the game, if Bruce is there, how does he convince this jury to vote for him? He is just so goddamn unlikable.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I think his likability is diminishing. I think people were kind of more accepting of him in the beginning, but he's clearly a little paranoid. He's clearly a little bit moody. And
He acts like he's in high school. He's like a 50-year-old man.
Well, he's 40 something, I think.
No, but like it's not just like that he's silly.
47.
It's that everything is like, I'm not popular. People aren't paying attention to me. People like other people more than me. It's just like you're kind of like a brat, like that's kind of how he's acting. And
why
just, like,
why do you think he's being people are responding to him, or why people are not just sort of like saying,
because he's kind of like I don't know, because I think it's mainly because that's his personality. He's kind of a goober, and everyone's like, he's like the dad where you're kind of like, he's embarrassing. He's like the embarrassing dad.
He's Bob Saget.
Yeah, he's a bit like that. So like it's like everyone just like kind of tolerates him, but nobody's really like closely aligned. He's not endearing.
What about Jake? Jake was working with him pretty closely.
Well, no. I don't know what that says.
I think Jake is pretty flexible in terms of who he works with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't have said. I should have said Danny Tanner.
Danny Tanner?
Danny Tanner instead of Bob Saget.
I'm not a big fan of Austin, and I agree with Sam. Austin's kind of just annoying with his sandwich stuff. I'm like, this is what it's coming to on Survivor. I'm like, this is what we're talking about, sandwiches.
Well,
like,
I think that was just him trying to be funny on the show.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I'm disappointed. I wanted a whole flashback sequence using like the my family escaped from blah blah blah. It's like she stole my sandwich, and it just rewinds, and they use all the filters of like the old photos, but it's just like previous episodes, just showing him disliking Jaemeel. I would have loved that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like I think there was just too many unlikable people that were safe in this tribal. Like I feel like Sifu, like he hasn't even really he's only been vulnerable once, and he's still got to vote against him by D and
he lost his mind.
When what's his name, Sean, was begging to be basically voted out, right?
Yeah.
And so Sifu's still got to vote in that tribal. So it's and then D managed to keep it under wraps. But we see in like the preview for next week that D might be becoming more of a powerful player, right?
Or trying to.
Let's have a look at next episode quickly. I've only seen it the one time so far. Here we go. Next time.
I see the Rebabella war coming. I need to take control of the game.
Next time on Survivor, 2 people will be going home.
Oh, what? This is a do or die moment.
Come on, Bruce.
That is it. All your cards on the table.
I want to this sound big.
All the marbles are in. Caleb's gotta go. Boy, bye.
Okay, what do you guys your immediate reactions to that? A couple things I forgot about.
Caleb isn't going anywhere.
I don't think Caleb's going anywhere next. I think there's going to be other things to do.
Yeah,
they
I
should.
think they're going to come for him soon. But maybe not next
They're
episode.
going to try.
I think after this, like he played the shot in the dark, so of course you can't let him get near the end now. Like he almost has to win out. He has to like really go for this next immunity, and even then he'll only increase how much of a magnifying glass he's under. I think he might end up getting into a situation where he has to win out, which is probably unlikely. But he might be fun to watch, see how far he can go. Before he's ultimately sacrificed. But I think, we see here, the Bello Reba war led on the two sides by Bruce and Drew, I feel like are the two, frontmen, respectively there. But then we see here that Kendra is saying in the preview, we got to go after Bruce. I hate Bruce. So we know there's some dissension on that side. We know
that could be the first thing right after Tribal, though.
We know on the Reba side that D and Sifu don't have a lot of affection either, right? So there's a crack on that side. And then you got Emily, who I guess is aligned for the moment with the Reba side. Where Caleb, if he even falls to a side, will land will be interesting to see, or if he just sort of remains a free agent, sort of loosely aligned with Emily. Where they can't let on. So we were saying, Jeff, that it was a good idea that Emily didn't vote against Caleb in this vote. That she was one of the United, because she didn't expose herself. She made it look like she's like, look, I'm with you guys. I'm not. Even though me and Caleb are old Lulu, it doesn't matter.
Okay, but she was vulnerable, right?
She was.
Yeah. So, I mean, if she knew everybody was voting Caleb, it actually would have been smart for her.
And she did know everyone was voting for Caleb. She told Caleb to play the shot in the dark. Right? Really, she's the one who gives him the big heads up.
But doesn't she? She technically tells him that earlier. Like it's pretty early, and then he had at least time to like confirm. For the most part.
She told him at the exact right time. Where he had enough time to confirm, think about what he's going to do, and realizing he was in big trouble. He plays this shot in the dark. He makes it. He saves himself in this tribal to the point where, like, you almost always see in Modern Survivor them splitting votes just in case this kind of thing happens, right? And that's what was kind of really surprising, that there was not even, hey, you throw a vote on so-and-so just in case.
Well, isn't that what Austin wanted? Austin wanted everyone to vote the same way so he could sacrifice his vote.
Austin did, but Drew didn't want to split. Drew didn't want to split the votes at all. So, like, what do you make of that?
The vote. You didn't have to split the vote. All you needed to do was put one vote on Jay.
Well, that's a splitting of a vote. That's still a split.
That's not splitting the votes like 5-4.
It's like splitting at 99-1.
Yeah. They probably should have. They didn't need 12 votes to get them out. They only needed 11. You know what I mean?
Right. So you just say, hey, Julie, why don't you throw one vote on to Kendra or whatever?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's smart to just pull her aside and say, just put one on Emily and just walk away.
Kendra was
like they should have well, I don't know, because I don't know what Caleb and Emily want to do, but they probably should have just one of them. Well, I guess Caleb couldn't vote. Emily should have voted for someone else.
But if she did, I think everyone would automatically suspect that she was the vote.
Throw one vote on to Kelly.
But they don't think that she's with Caleb. Like, that's a mystery. They were on the same
tribe. She voted against him.
Let's throw one vote on to Jake.
It will. You're right. That might work for her for a vote or two. Yeah, you're right.
I think she's just like, look, I've done my part. I've helped you out. All right, I threw you a bone, and we're now square in terms of I paid my debt back to you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's just commemorate Jaemeel here. How do you rate her as a Survivor player, Foster?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask how to rate her on her singing ability. Foster, you can do that too.
That's below 5 for each. Sorry.
Not your style of music?
Not my style of play, not my style of music. She did not make connections with anybody really, and she kind of had this false sense of security for the most part.
Yeah, Jeff, Jaemeel, do you think that was
she
more
didn't seem
potential
to
here?
build connections with her tribe very well, so that's like not good.
No, even D, who was her closest ally, wanted to vote her out quite a bit. In this
She's like, she'll be upset, but she'll forgive. We'll forgive each other.
We'll get over it. We'll get over it.
I'm like, yeah, you'll get over it. I don't know if she will.
Yeah. And we saw here that was thrown out a few times where D is a bit ruthless. But we'll see now that will she treat Julie the same way as now her next closest ally moving forward?
A hot Spanish blood.
Yeah, that human spirit. Let's just look at Maya's exit interview here.
It was a unanimous vote for Caleb. He got safe through a shot in the dark. I guess that was the collateral damage in the revote. However upsetting it is pretty freaking wild. This was the greatest adventure of my entire life. There are no regrets here, now just smiles. So I'm just happy that I got to come out here and play a great freaking game.
Unanimous, jeez.
Unanimous, except for hers, of course. And you can't play a shot in the dark on a revote, so that didn't happen there as well.
That's why I agree. They shouldn't get to talk. They should just you gotta go revote. That's it.
Go revote. If you don't have a contingency plan at that point, whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, I don't think they should get to say anything to each other. It should just be a blind vote. It'd be way more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. But will they hear us?
Because that would have been a way funner vote. Because I don't think it would have been unanimous.
No, I definitely not. If you don't have time to confer, you can make looks. That's it. It should be no talking to each other.
Jeff.
Yes.
No, it would be while everyone's voting, go Jeff, vote.
Dave.
Yeah, or make you maybe hand signals I could tolerate, but that's it.
Well, it should be the same rules as when they're voting, right? That's what the rules are. You can't talk
unless you're calling Bruce an old man.
Who called him an old man?
It was Caleb who called him an old man.
Oh man, when he went up to vote, he was like, "Oh, I can't get up, you old man." And what did you guys think about when Caleb
Jay?
And everyone laughed.
Except Jay.
Except for Jay. Yeah. And she's like, "Well, Caleb." Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, damn, Caleb, you're so damn likable.
Yeah.
But I like that he had as I mentioned before, I like that he had a fight with D.
Just quickly in our draft, who had Jay Maya? Oh, it was Jen. In our draft here. And she's the 5th to be voted out, the 6th out of the game.
I think it should be said on Sean, it should say 3rd quitted out.
Well, he technically is voted out, but I consider Hannah quit.
Did Sean get voted out too? No, yeah, they all went verbally voted out.
And Sifu still got a vote though. When Sean got voted out. So technically,
yeah,
right.
That's true.
Yeah, but okay, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you have Caleb and Emily. That's right, Jaemeel.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was a very dangerous episode for me.
Foster, how are you feeling about your team of Austin and Kendra?
Austin's looking pretty good. Kendra's kind of a wild card right now.
Who's Jeff's team? Jeff's got Drew left. Oh, he lost Hannah in the first episode. And then
Sean's... I feel your pain, Jeff.
Yeah.
Bless you.
What about Katura? No one seems to like her, so we'll see what happens with her.
I think it's pretty reasonable why people don't like her.
Mm-hmm. Who else is there? I got Jake and Bruce.
Katura's Katura's very I feel like she's elitist. I'm better than you vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Well, do you know about push parties, Jeff?
No.
That came up in the last episode.
Yeah. So she said she likes getting gifts for push parties.
Yeah. So the husband when Amanda had Prudence, right? The delivery. Did you buy a push party like maybe a diamond ring or something for Amanda?
A car.
A car?
Wait, you get something because they're about to have a baby?
Yeah, because the husband.
I mean, we did a shower. No.
It's just you. You give the gift specifically as the husband to the wife.
Oh, so it's like an engagement ring for having a baby?
No, but they gave the push gift for the pushing out.
I don't know.
No. Cars, diamond rings, something like that. That's what Katura was pitching last episode. So,
that's pretty presumptuous.
And Bruce was having none of it. He did not believe in the concept.
I don't think any man would be like, yeah, I definitely want to go drop $8,000 on my visa for the fact that you're having a baby.
It's something smaller. It's maybe the size of the gift. That's
yeah.
The more outrageous part. Okay.
If you had unlimited money, I think you would feel otherwise about that.
Well, that's different, but then again,
then the gift would have less meaning anyway.
Yeah,
it's unlimited money. So, that's
you don't need a reason to give it. Just do it if you have the money.
You just do it. Okay, guys. Anything else from this episode? It's got Canadian in the title. It's historic.
That's right.
In Survivor, has there ever been a Canadian and Batman, for that matter, referenced here?
I'm not Batman. I'm the Canadian.
As you come back next episode, it's like, I'm not Batman, I'm Wolverine. Snickety.
That would be more fun.
To Bruce. He does it to Bruce.
Yeah, he does it.
And then Bruce has to explain to one of the younger people what is he doing.
And Bruce is like, I'm Magneto.
Was it Bruce is what's it called again? Brody Bruce, and he's explaining to like Kendra, who's TS, what is he doing? He's like, this is his berserker with his adamantium claws, and Kendra's like, this is the lamest thing ever.
Well, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, the next episode is titled "The Thorn in My Thumb," where 2 people are going to get voted out. Right. So we're going to go down from what are we, 12 now? So we're going to go down from 12 to 10.
So watch out, because chances are 2 people are going to have immunity, 1 male, 1 female.
Right. So it's a man and a woman getting voted out respectively right here. So they'll probably have like an immunity challenge where the men compete against the men, and I guess maybe vote by gender too.
I think it's going to be an endurance challenge. Everyone's going to compete at the same time, and the last man standing and the last woman standing get immunity. Yeah.
But does that mean that the 2 people voted out are by gender as well, or is it just any 2?
No, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 2 back-to-back tribals.
Yeah, it will be. But how? Like, I guess my question is,
I don't think it's going to be split like that.
It could be split by that, or maybe not, right? So, but let's say it's not. Let's assume that we're not going to split. They're going to be able to vote out any 2 people. Usually, when they do that, they split them up into like 2 smaller tribes or 2 smaller group voting blocks, which I don't really care for. I'd rather everyone vote together. Like, at least they got that into this tribal, where everyone voted together here.
Just imagine if it's Sifu, Caleb, Emily, and D all voting against together. They're part of a group.
It's almost like a double eviction in the next one.
But something's going to happen that's probably going to be entertaining.
Foster, who just pick 2 of the castaways. Who do you think are most likely to go in the next episode?
Sifu.
Okay.
And trying to think. Bruce.
Sifu and Bruce are at the top of your list. Jeff, who are your top 2 candidates for to be voted out? To have the tribe speak to them, if you will.
I think D and Bruce.
Oh,
D and Bruce. Okay, and Jaemeel, you last. Do you agree with those assessments, or would you?
No, I disagree. Lulu Curse comes up. Both Emily and Caleb get voted out.
They're both going in the next episode.
Yeah, you just delay the inevitable. Both of them get voted out.
They both lose this next challenge somehow.
How many until we get to after that? Is it jury? After that,
I think my guess is yes. Like how many? Okay, I'm just trying to remember last season how many jurors there were. The jurors. In the end, who voted? Sage, one, Carson. There's only like 5 people. No, wait, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there was 8 jurors last season. So with 3 people. So pretty much, yeah, like we're starting the jury next.
Okay.
So we'll get our first 2 jurors. So I guess maybe they're not going to send there won't be a lonely juror. 2 people will be together the same night at Ponderosa. It is like 2 weeks you're there.
Yeah.
Ponderosa moving forward. Might as well keep you going there. Carson Garrett. Why is he this? Okay. Anyway.
Dave, who do you think is going to be gone?
My picks are...
Looking at the cast list again.
I'm just going to quick glance at it. I feel like, okay, of course, Caleb is definitely a target, so I would not be surprised at all if he goes in the next episode whatsoever. I think, of course, Bruce is a prime candidate. And Katura, too. Like, you know, but it's this is where it's going to come down to, like, who's more of a threat and who is annoying? Who do I want to live with here on this beach? And who do I got to get rid of them at some point? Is it better sooner than later? Or is it better to get like the more strategic move out here, or at least get your ex tribe on the better side of the numbers? I think these are all different. These considerations are weighing in different amounts for the different castaways, depending on who they are.
Makes sense.
So I think that like some players like Julie are big sleepers for not to go next, but like I think are definitely more important to this season than we're realizing, you know? Yeah. And Julie went last in our draft. No one wanted her, right? Because it seemed like a younger cast. So it seemed like, you know, players like Julie and Bruce maybe not do as well, but it hasn't quite worked out that way. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, we'll be back for the next episode, as mentioned. To see those 2 next people voted out. Sam Sankatura and Austin are his predictions.
Wow.
Austin.
Wow.
Austin's a threat. They should come from, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, and what else, guys? We're covering Big Brother on this season sometimes, but we've missed the Sunday and the Tuesday episodes. So,
folks, you didn't miss much.
We didn't miss anything, but I feel like we need to check in.
We're running out of steam.
Man, this season sucks. Like it's
9. I think they're day 92. Just yesterday.
Oh my God! Like, just put them out of their misery already. You know, put us out of our misery in this season. It's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters, not even to beat up on the Washington Wizards. This is like, you know, like a grade 1 basketball group. You know, they're not even a team. It's anyway. So tomorrow we'll be talking about Survivor, catching up on the next eviction. Looks like Sari is going to be going. Former Survivor player. But highly likely she's going to get voted out. And anyway, so catch up about that. We got the Mary Mater Marvel Society coming out to review Loki season 2. I think is our next podcast. We got maybe another week, but this season's been really good so far. I've been really enjoying it. So hope you guys.
Has it, Dave?
Well, we'll talk about it then. Jeff, have you been watching?
Watch what?
Big Loki Brother? Season 2?
Oh no,
it's been good.
No, we want to.
Yeah. There's 4 episodes out so far, so
had time.
Well, no, 5.
Have they had 5 out now?
Tonight, 9:00.
Oh, yeah. No, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Thursday.
You're right. Sorry, I. Right after we finish Big Brother, I usually watch it.
Yeah. Owen Wilson really good on the show too. Everybody.
Yes, and then we have the Marvels shortly after. Actually, yeah, be the same week.
Yeah, I gotta buy my tickets.
You haven't bought your tickets. Look at the popcorn buckets. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to see the Marvels, and we'll be talking about that here. Sam's like, promote KBBL and Gilligan's Island. I'll promote Gilligan's Island for you if you want. Since it's it's been off the air
for hear a tale of
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
There you go. See, he has all the stuff prepped. You got to still keep working on him, Sam. Keep working on Dave.
One day we'll see. Anyway, where else, guys? Check out the United Federation of Podcasts. You can check out our website, ufpodcast.com, Super Mater Brothers Podcast, part of that network, which features other channels like Live Long a Podcast, talking Star Trek, Trivial Debates, which is like more of a game show format with like debating about various topics. Eamon Mater has Eamon on Track, talking music albums and vinyl and different compilations. Hellbound Podcast, talking horror with Alex Blackburn, Michael Chan. X-Rated with Davan and André. They just had Tony Daniels on the other night, the voice of the second voice of Gambit. But he's also been like the voice of like the Lotto 649 and a whole bunch of other stuff. Go check
like Winner Gagnol.
Yeah, like, and he's been like at the Leafs announcer and stuff. I don't know. He's done tons of stuff.
Leafs lose. Sorry, sports fans. Try again next year.
He's in a bunch of band. I don't go listen to that interview they just did with him. It's amazing.
Is he in the Arkells?
He's not in the Arkells.
I thought everyone was in the Arkells. Sorry. Okay.
No, Tony Daniels though. It's a great. Go check that out next week.
Yeah, check that out. It's always a great interview.
Yeah, very
graphic histories.
Graphic histories. André Myette talking. He's interviewed all kinds of great people. Just had a great comic book artist on. Go listen to that.
Comic book artist and animator for classic. A lot of classic.
Like the Adam Sandler stuff, right? You did like crazy.
I think he was also involved with Black Cauldron as well.
Guys, we got great interviews with great people here on this network. Go listen.
And that's true, Dave. He did an interview with you. Great person.
Yeah, great person, I would say. So thank you for saying so. Hold Up movie podcast with Davan and Murphy. They were just talking ghost movies recently with Michael Chan.
Next, I have to shout out next episode, which is about radio, and it features Airheads. Yeah, with the lone gunman, Adam Sandler, Brendan Fraser, Mike McLean, the Lone Rangers. There's three of you. You're not exactly lone.
More like Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Apropos, when is the Marvels coming out, Sam?
The Marvels are coming out on November 10th. Just before Remembrance Day and Diwali.
Oh, so it's like in a week. Okay.
Yep.
So it's coming up fast. Okay. Yep. And I think that's it, guys. So on that note, we'll play out you on a clip. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Foster, Jeff, and Jaemeel, and everyone in the live comments. Let us know. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until then, I just have a rage burning, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I have a rage burning inside me.